If you were queen for a day and you were looking for the perfect scanner, what would you be looking for in a scanner? Would you be looking for a flash sale because of Black Friday and Cyber Monday? Or would you be looking for a solid company that specializes in just that, making sure that your software is up to date, your diagnostic tools are up to date? Hey, I get it. But then you start thinking, it's like, well, I want something that's going to keep my costs down low. I want a bi-directional unit. It's going to cover my major systems here, but I don't mind a little bit of an upgrade. But at the same time, if I don't pay for the upgrade, hey, I still got the same OBD functions, so there right there is one thing that it may be right for you. But then like, no, I want a touch screen. I want something I can walk around and hold. I want that Android feel to it. And then you start thinking, it's like, well, if this right here is going to cover my 4 major systems, like my engine, trans, SRS, and my ABS, it's going to cover my 6 hot resets, like your tire pressure monitoring, your oil resets. You start thinking of your steering angle, your battery maintenance. And I was like, well, that right there is pretty sweet. You got a nice battery with it, 67 different brands, which is over 10,000 models. So it's going to cover a lot of those, vehicles that are versatile, most common, right? So then you start thinking like, well, I want a little bit more. I want to keep those same functions, but I drive a diesel truck, so I want to pick up some diesel options. So then you start thinking that, well, I've got my EPS, my tire pressure monitoring, DPF resets, my regens. You got the check engine lights and maintenance, airbags. I mean, you got glow plugs. So you start thinking like, well, I do need the diesel options with it, but at the same time, I want the internet. So then you got the same setup here with the diesel, with the internet. Hey, this right here also has a free lifetime update. So there's a question is like, okay, those two right there are pretty common, free lifetime updates. And that's huge right there. No monthly subscription, free lifetime updates. But then someone will say, like, I don't know, I need a little bit more. So then you start thinking like, I want a larger touchscreen. I like that 5, it's all right. But that 8-inch, that's what's up. I want something that's got a top dongle in it that you can just plug it into your OBD2 port, and then you got a cable to connect those two together. So now I've got a Bluetooth bi-directional unit. So you can walk around the vehicle more, 33 feet, doing your diagnostics, and they're thinking like, well, shoot, I don't mind paying a little bit of a, yearly subscription after the 2 years, because 2 years free, and then after that, you're $120 on the year. So knowing you're going to pick up a few more options, this might be the one for you. So it also has a bigger battery life. So you're talking a 12-hour runtime to be able to walk around doing your diagnostics and so forth. 10,000 milliamp battery here, amp hour battery. So then you start thinking, it's like, well, this right here has some nice options to it. And I start looking around, going to the warning lights, and, start looking, it's like, wow, that's pretty much the exact same thing as a 600. The 600 has free lifetime updates, but it's not bi-directional. So I'm like, okay, man, that's a tough one right there. But either way, hey, it's a flash sale that's happening right now because of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And this is one of the lowest prices I've seen all year long. So you start thinking, it's like, man, I want one, but I don't have the coin in my pocket. Then you realize that they even offer payment plans, I'm saying. So then you start thinking, it's like, well, I'd like to go ahead and get a scanner. These two right there, free lifetime updates. This right here, I don't know. I'm digging it, though. Bigger screen here. You walk around. You've got more options like your LAN connection here. You can plug in a headphone jack. You got a USB, so that way you can bring your data. Hey, you got your DC input, an HDMI. You're saying that I can take this right here, plug an HDMI in, connected to an external monitor, so I'm in a customer base, and they can actually watch real time that live data report, those data streams and freeze frames, and I can do the diagnostics and show them what's going on. Or hey, even better, that's your setup. You're looking at it like, you know what, that's what I need. I just need to go fix it now. But the TOPDON, you start thinking, is like, okay, this is pretty nice here. So you get out of the warning light, you go over to your DPC guide there. I'm not sure if I used the right acronym, but hey, Chrysler, Dodge, Jaguar, Mercedes. Hey, you're talking Volvo, Land Rovers, I'm saying. So you got pretty much what you would need on the road there. So this right here is a pretty sweet setup. But then you start thinking like, well, I got to make a decision. They got a payment plan. This is the right time for me. But then you start thinking like, well, Steve, I don't need all that. Hey, do you have any jumper cables? I don't need. I just want to, something to test my battery. I just want something to test my battery. So you got your basic battery tester, BT100. That's going to give you a lot of those advanced tests that, you go to the box store and like, we'll test it for you. Hey, but this bad boy right here, the JS3000, we had a sweeper truck. Battery, I left the secondary engine on all night long. I'll take accountability for it. But come in the next morning, battery's dead as can be. Didn't mean to. Hey, so this right here, we brought it in. 24-volt setup here, plugged it in, rocking and rolling in no time. Start up like it just had a full charge of batteries here. And hey, the JS3000. So check out the flash sale that's happening right now because of Cyber Monday, Black Friday. But this right here is one day only left on the TOPDON, scanners here. The price will be going up. So if you've been considering one, now's the time to look at it. But I'm really digging. So based off the questions that were coming up in the vehicle that we were looking at there, the scanner, that's going to put you in that category of which one's right for you. So you're talking, recap, you got a little update. You got your 4 major functions there. You got free lifetime updates with your functions. Then you got the same advanced features as the 500 and the 600, but you add the DPF resets and, the internet Chrome, so forth. This right here, you move into the bi-directional unit. Now you're rocking and rolling. Bigger scanner, bigger operating, and they all come with their little carrying cases here. So that's a nice setup in itself. But don't miss out, and even if it's not the right 5 minutes, hopefully this was educational to help you understand which scanner's right from you, coming from a solid, reputable company here. Check it out, guys.